There are a lot of players asking what are the best weapons, so I decided to make tier lists explaining why I think certain weapons are the best and why different things work in different situations. And these are just my opinion based on what I've experienced with all the playtime I have. So I expect you to disagree on a lot of things, and that's okay. Now I will start with the boring one. Fighter's Bindings. One of the best weapons in the game, but it's not the best in all situations. Where the Fighter's Bindings are good, they are really good. You can just put Radiance on them, and they can work in any build. No matter what the other items, and you can just make them work. Now the next things. Whirlwind Curse Stacks. People always ask which one is better. I personally like the Whirlwind more, but the Curse Stacks is just as good. They work slightly differently in different situations, but it's basically just which one you get with better enchantments is the better one. And if you happen to get a rare gilded double X with perfect enchantments, it's better than a normal Whirlwind. So the difference is really small. Now the reason why the Whirlwind and Curse stacks are better than the Fire's Bindings are because things such as Reckless, Weapon Damage Boost Aura help them way more than the Fire's Bindings. The two Katanas, they got a speed buff, so now the stats are almost exactly the same as the double axes. The main difference is that the Katanas have a longer reach, but the double axes hit all around you. The two soul knives, one hit combo, high single hit damage. The daggers, they are all good, fast attacking weapons, so Radiance is good. They have a 6-hit combo, so things like Swirling and Shockwave are not as good on them, but they can still work because of the fast attack speed. Now the hammers, the one-hit combo again is a good thing. The high splash damage is better than the area effect of the soul knives. The battle stars, they have decent damage, decent attack speed, and decent area of effect. The thing they are bad at is the slow combo. They have the slowest combo of all weapons in the entire game. The time it takes for the combo of the battle staff is even longer than the one for the rapiers. Now the new items. Saw blade. I think it's good when you are able to spam Swirling and Shockwave, but it's hard to use and you get the pause no matter what, so it's not the top, but it's A tier. The Bone Cudgel, it's high damage, really slow, and a big area of effect, so it's I think it's slightly worse than the double axes because of the speed. The two other fists, they are decent fast attacking, but the combo is longer than the daggers. Pickaxe, it's a one hit, but the base damage is lower than the soul knives, and the hammers. So I put it lower because of that, even though it's slightly faster. But because swirling and shockwave are not affected by things like reckless, it can't be as high as the soul knives and hammers, which get more bonus from the reckless. Rapiers, they were buffed, they do more damage now, they are fast, so things like radiance, thundering really good on them. The Tempest Knives, decently fast, 3-hit combo. They give you the speed burst, which is better now than it was on the previous Apocalypse plus 20. So they are, I think, a bit more useful now than they were previously. The Cutlasses, they are a bit slower than the Tempest Knives, but the combo is shorter. The Wine Whip, its unique effect is terrible, so don't bother trying to get a unique if you want to use the whip. It's a one-hit combo weapon, so swirling and shockwave is good, but the area of effect is not great, and the damage is pretty good. The Claymores, I feel like they are just a worse bone cudgel. They have a longer combo, less damage, and less area. Nightmare's Bite, same thing as with the daggers and fists. They are decently fast, but they are not as fast, so not as good. Spears, good reach, decent damage, decent area, but nothing special about them. Almost exactly the same as the glaives in my opinion, how they perform when you use them. The glaives have a slightly wider area of effect, but the difference is small. Soul sights, the damage is not great. If you want a soul weapon that deals damage, you are much better off going with the soul knives. Last laugh, like the Nightmare's Bite, but the unique effect doesn't help you at all. The maces, they got buffed, but I don't think the buff was good enough for them. Now the swords and axes, they are mediocre at everything. Mediocre damage, mediocre speed, mediocre reach, mediocre area of effect, and a 3-hit combo. So they are not bad, but they have nothing special going for them. Now to summarize it, the fire's bindings, if you don't know what to use them. Get radiance and any other enchantments and they will work. If you know what to use, they are probably not the best option. The best option is usually the double access, but not always. The double access, they shine with the high damage and the high area of effect, so you can hit everything around you with a lot of damage. Katanas were buffed, they got a lot higher. The rapiers got a bit better, but the other buffs were pretty much nothing, and pretty much everything else has stayed the same.